We are live.
Okay. Welcome back.
Cheers.
So that was an amusing moment to end on.
Amusing.
For me,
Yeah.
anyway.
It's
But
never good when the DM is amused.
yeah. So I think at that point it's appropriate for there to be an initiative roll locally. So that will include Copernicus. That will include Fetid, and it will include Tromlin since your familiar acts on your initiative. And I will roll for whatever else is happening.
Oh, I rolled really well.
I really did not.
I bet you I rolled worse.
Probably not.
I don't know. I rolled a 1, so
Okay, never mind. No, you win.
I'm not sure how much worse you could have rolled.
Not worse than that.
-1.
I mean, it also depends on the roll bonuses, but okay. And Copernicus,
10 over here.
10 over there. All right. So, Fetid, you're gonna go first. So you
Yes,
have.
I got a 20.
7 for my character. Sorry.
And I also had you roll a perception roll on the side, so
Yes.
I'll keep that roll. So the first thing that you notice with the perception roll is as this is happening and the surging fingers of darkness are coming up out of the chasm, you also notice out of the corner of your eye that where the monkey had crept over to look closer at that magic rock and had picked out this rune, you see, because of the detect magic that is active on you, you see a magic eye up here where that rune is on that rock. Like there's like a floating eye there that isn't really there. You can only see it because of the detect magic. It's basically only appearing magically.
Okay.
And you also see these surging shadow fingers. What would you like to do about all of this?
Oh God, that's a good question. How far away is the rest of the party?
You had scouted ahead, but I'm assuming not that far ahead. Like
Yeah.
you're not hours ahead of them. So I am assuming a few minutes.
I would like to just, if I haven't been noticed yet, I would like to stay hidden until more people get here.
I see that as a valid response. Do you want to do anything? Like, do you want to like cast another pass without trace, or do anything to like increase your hiddenness?
That is a good point. Yeah, I do. I want to up my stealth as much as I can.
Okay. In that case, I'm just going to keep the roll you had before because it was already like, what was it, 21?
Yeah, it was pretty high.
So there's like a 31 with pass without trace on top of it.
Yep.
So that's pretty well hidden.
All right.
So that's your turn. Casting
yeah.
a spell is basically going to be your action. You can move, but I'm assuming you don't want to. You want to stay in your hidey place.
Yeah, I think I'm good where I am.
Okay. You're fairly near the bridge, though, I will point out, because you had come down to check out the chasm and the bridge.
True.
So that's where you're hidden. But you can hide very, very well in that spot.
I think instinctively I would cower in place. Yeah.
All right. So next up, I never actually got the number for Tromlin. What was the actual roll you had?
It would be 7 total.
Okay. That's still below Copernicus. So Copernicus, you're next.
So at this point, I don't know anything's happened because I don't actually have any sensory access to the scene.
No, but you followed along, right? That was the idea. You're invisibly there.
No. I was staying back at camp. And,
I apologize. You shouldn't have even bothered rolling then for initiative for this particular moment.
Okay.
I assumed you had followed along, and that's why you had turned invisible.
Okay. I assumed I get to tag in if Tromlin gives me an indication that it's worth like sending a message or like there's other shenanigans I can pull from where I am. So if there's nothing, if I don't know anything's going on though, then I'll stay out of initiative for now. But if the moment Tromlin says like, "Oh, there's trouble," I might send a message.
Sounds good. And Tromlin via monkey.
So it's just basically shadow fingers. Kind of right.
They're just the shadows. What appeared to be shadows at the bottom of the chasm are now surging upwards in these form of like these threads of shadow, these fingers of shadow.
I will have my monkey hold his action.
Okay. So also remaining hidden, basically.
Yeah.
I will point out the monkey is not with Fetid at this point because you had snuck forward with the monkey to check out the rock.
I know.
So
I have a plan to attack if the thing comes at.
Okay, so the monkey is not hidden; is just in the road by the rock and holding action.
Yes.
Okay. In that case, the surging shadows that come up around the bridge, vaguely taking the form of a colossal bird-like shape. Having come up here is going to basically attack the monkey.
Right.
Since your action is held, you can do something about this.
Yeah, it's going to cast a melee attack spell that's range touch.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to attack inflict wounds at 2nd level.
Okay, so the
So
monkey
40
is going to swipe its little
Yes.
monkey claws at this.
Never fight a monkey.
Yep.
Mm-mm.
And is going to do some inflicting of wounds.
That is the hope.
So I believe there's a attack roll for the touch.
Let's see. Make a melee attack.
Yep. So make an attack roll.
Good.
I do have stats somewhere for this monkey. Where did I do with it? Oh, there we go.
Always alarming coming from a biologist.
I have monkey stats. Gotta have monkey stats.
If you don't have stats on your monkey, how can you possibly do science to it?
Exactly.
You gotta know how much monkey you can handle. They're stronger than you think.
So, do you have a roll?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The pure roll with no added bonus or anything is a 15.
Is it 15?
Yeah.
The attack bonus +3.
So 18.
I think you might actually have hit.
Take another d10 out.
Yes,
The
dice
AC of this
ASMR.
thing- Yep, that is a
And
hit.
Falling phone ASMR. Am I still here?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
That is a hit.
All right. 40
Woo.
10
Roll your
damage.
damage, sir.
Woo.
Ooh, that's
Monkey
20.
MVP.
32. Fuck you.
Nice.
32 damage. What the heck
crap.
spell was this?
Oh my god.
It's inflict damage. It starts at 3d10 and add 1 for 2nd
Ooh.
level.
Oh wow, 4d10 damage.
Let me double check that I'm not wrong in that. Okay.
Oh, I
That
think
would
you're
feel
probably
bad.
right.
On a hit, target makes 3d10 necrotic damage. At higher levels, when you cast a spell as a spell slot 2nd level or higher, add 1d10 for each level
Yeah.
above.
And so you're casting this as a 2nd level spell?
Yep.
So that was 4d10?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, 32 on 4d10 is a good roll. That's awesome. Wow.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Okay. This thing is, however, resistant to necrotic damage, so it takes half damage. But that's still
It's
a lot
something.
of freaking damage. It's still 16 damage
Holy crap.
From a
Yikes.
tiny monkey who's like
from a
"Bitch!"
monkey. The monkey was, but where the monkey struck, there appears almost for a moment to Fetid, because it's the only witness for this, as though the monkey had a tiny dagger in its hand that
Nice.
appeared out of made of magic.
Monkey
and
with a
it's-
shiv.
Stabs this as the inflict wounds spell of mask takes the form of a backstab. Mask being a god of rogues. So ow. The
Monkey.
shadow bird thing flinches its hand, its shadow mass back away from the monkey, and it makes an awful shriek, like it is angry or in pain. And now it will complete its turn, since that was a held action. It is in fact going to that unearthly shriek that it's made is going to put the fear of the grave into those who can hear it.
Oh, great.
Within 30 feet, which is going to include Fetid and Tromlin via Monkey. So please make a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw.
Well, I've got wisdom. Nat 20.
Woo!
Nice.
You are suddenly, you're like, oh, I don't like that sound. And
I'm still
I am-
super high from the detect magic sound spell, so.
I got
You're
a
like
19.
Mr. Burns with the giant eyes. And a
I got
19. Okay, you. It sounds awful. It hurts your soul to hear it,
This
but it
sucks.
doesn't impede your abilities. You managed to avoid having disadvantage inflicted upon you.
Mhm.
And so I'll take that up to the top of the round with Fetid.
Okay, well, my new monkey friend is under attack, and I would feel kind of bad just sitting here being like, good luck, little guy. So, let's see. Yes, I am going to attack him with my bow. And I am going to do a gathered swarm on this first shot as well. So we'll see.
Ooh.
So-
Hang on a sec. Is that a just double checking this what action that gathered swarm takes? That's just automatic, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
So you
Once
do
per
have the
turn,
ability.
add damage, yeah.
Yeah, so you do have the ability then to go ahead and put your hunter's mark on here if you want to.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I always forget about
that.
that.
That is a bonus action.
No, I definitely want to mark the big ugly bird shadow. All right.
So bonus action, hunter's mark.
Yep.
Easily done. And then you can take your attack.
First roll. 17 plus 8 is a 25.
That is definitely a hit.
All right. So where's my
So
D6?
your damage here with your swarm and your hunter's mark is a total going to be of 3d6. You're adding
Yes.
2d6 extra damage to this
Yep.
attack.
So 3, 6, 4, 10, 15 damage.
15 damage. You've practically doubled its damage. And you have your second shot because you
Yes.
made an attack, so you can make another one.
That was 12.
That will not hit.
Yeah.
So the second shot actually passes through the shadows harmlessly. And next up is Tromlin via Monkey again.
Now, did Fetid appear when he? Did he
Yeah, so Fetid has
I
basically
popped out of a
up from
bush.
behind a rock. Yeah.
My monkey will run towards Fetid and cast protection from evil on him.
Nice.
Ooh,
Excellent.
it's a good monkey.
I like this monkey.
I'm basically
I
doing
think
it
your
for him,
monkey
but
is
still.
more useful than I have so far cumulatively in this game. Your monkey has done more.
Okay, so this spell is going to protect against aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead, which is a pretty good range of creature types. Creatures of those types have disadvantage on attack rolls against the target, and the target can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them.
Nice.
So that's a good call. Okay.
Because my monkey can get dismissed if I have to. It's not a big
Oh
deal.
yeah. Well, you know how it works. If your monkey dies or disappears, or dies, it just disappears, and you can recreate it.
It's a nice trick.
It's not a real monkey.
Mm.
It's made of magic.
Don't tell the monkey that.
Okay, so it's its turn, and it is going to see this kobold and go, well, that's not what I was expecting at all.
I never am. Oh, is it covered in trash?
It was very much looking for something entirely different. So it is going to. Yeah, it is going to fly. It sort of stops to like take stock for a moment and like move. It looks like it's like looking around or sniffing awfully.
I don't blame it for sniffing, really.
And then it flies directly at you and through you and continues down the road over the hill. Just in a rush of like a rush, you hear like a rush of wings and you're suddenly just engulfed in shadow and darkness and can see nothing, and then it's gone. I would like you to make a will save.
Okay.
Does he get advantage for the spell I gave him?
Yeah, I'll say yes.
Nat 20 again.
Excellent.
Nice.
Excellent. And what's your AC, just so I know?
AC 17.
Okay. I was just double checking. So I am going to say that you are going to take the base damage here, but not the extra cold and necrotic damage as it passes through you. Thanks to that saving throw. So you take a total of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 damage.
Okay. Oh,
from
that's a
the
lot
equivalent
of
of 2 claw attacks. That's from 2 attacks, basically.
damage. Okay.
As
You
it,
said 13?
as it leads with its talons of shadow and then passes straight on through you and then moves its full considerable movement.
Well, that's about a third of my health.
Ooh.
Now, I want to just kind of jump back a second here, because in the previous round, you did say that Tromlin was like telling the party or shouting out something about what's going on.
Under attack, shadow bird.
Really,
no.
what more do you need to
And
say?
just at that time, we get Meg's
A
butt.
shadow bird.
Excellent. Well,
Good timing, Meg. Good job.
Bird.
So based on that, I just want to quickly, since we passed over the rest of the party this round,
Initiative?
Having had that shout, initiative isn't really relevant, but I just want to know what the party is doing when Tromlin shouts out, "We're under attack, Shadowbird."
I'm going to ask us or Fetid.
Fetid.
Yeah, well, that voice came out of nowhere.
Body grandpa voice.
I don't care. I just say fetid.
Okay.
Well,
Fetid is being attacked.
I charge. I just charge down the road.
Yeah.
Okay. As soon as you start bolting down the road, basically all these mercenaries and soldiers in formation are going to start charging as well. The Loxodon is going to like basically go, I'm staying with my group, so he's hitting the reins so that the horses run, and basically they managed to pretty much stay in formation. The charging group of mercenaries and the cart are all moving together.
How many minutes out from the gorge were we when this happened?
I wouldn't really say in minutes. I would say that maybe, I mean, in terms of like your normal movement, like your normal kind of like we're marching to get there. I would assume that Fetid moved at least like a good 20 minutes ahead. Like you're trying to scout ahead.
Yeah.
Right. But now you're going to be moving at like, combat tactical movement speeds, not we're walking up the road to go to this place.
And also, you guys
so
were
it's not going to be 20 minutes.
Yeah, and you were still moving forward as me and my monkey pal were scouting things out.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm not going to do the math. I'm just going to say hand wave, because once that shadow thing has like gone through Fetid, it's coming this way. So in a hand wave of time, these groups are going to meet. So my only question then is going to be, what's Fetid doing? Are you going after it, or are you going to stay there? Because that'll determine whether you're basically out of this.
Let's see. I saw the. Could I see the weird eye thing in front of the rune, or was that?
You're the only one who saw it.
Yeah. Okay. Can I still see it? Has that changed at all?
Now that the shadow thing has passed through you and you whirl around and look back at the rock, the eye is gone.
Okay.
And in fact, the rock is no longer magical.
All right, I'm just going to follow after the shadow bird then. I want to link back up with everybody.
In that case, everyone's going to come together at roughly the same time here, so I'm just going to have a new initiative roll for everybody.
Excellent. Great. I wasted a fucking 20 on this.
Oh.
I love that. The nat 20 initiative roll where you're like,
Yep.
whoa.
That's a
20.
13.
And I rolled a 1.
13 for Ugna.
Hey, I'd rather you wasted on that.
Yeah, that's true.
What was Ugna's?
13.
13. So total was, you said 1, but what was your total, Jeff?
That would make it a 6.
Okay, 6.
Pretty good.
6 for Fetid, 18 for Ugna?
13.
Or 13. Sorry, 13.
I'd like an
13 for
18, but
Ugna.
no.
A nat 20 for Tromlin. What else we got?
11 with the dex.
With your bonus, Kate?
Are you still on Ugna's shoulders? Because we're charging into
I
battle.
would like to think yes.
Good.
I'm
Then
slowly
that's
waking up.
Your
Good.
movement.
Thank
Could
you.
we throw you at the shadow bird?
Ooh,
Actually, considering what it did to me when it flew through me, that's probably a very bad.
that's a good point.
I only rolled a 6 for your companions, but with bonuses, that'll still take them ahead of Fetid. So I'll stick them in there. And Copernicus. Oh, I think you're muted or something. I'm hearing nothing.
Oh, yeah.
7.
There we go. 7 total. So you'll actually be in there before or after the companions as well. And finally, I'm going to roll for Bestial Shadow Thing. That's an 18.
Oh.
Okay, so so here's what's happening. The caravan has like jolted forward. The wagon is kind of falling back a bit as the guards all rush to be ahead of it toward and face the danger. So the kind of order of things are the caravan is at the back with the Loxodon and Otto in the sort of driver's position. Just in front of the caravan will be Igneus, the fire genasi. Then ahead of that is the group of mercenaries along with whatever order you guys want to be in. Obviously, Ugna kind of like led the charge, so you're at the front with Glorpa on your shoulder.
Yep.
Tromlin and Copernicus can kind of be wherever you want to be in that formation. And then Fetid is coming the other way, following the bird thing. So whereabouts do you want to be? Copernicus, you're invisible, so you can kind of be off to the side somewhere, or you can be wherever you want, basically.
Yeah, I'll be toward the back of our. Like I'll probably be with the fire genasi.
Okay. And Tromlin, are you
I'd be
up front with Ugna or further back or what?
I'm with Ugna, but I'm probably behind her just because I understand.
That's the natural state.
That's
of
how that
things.
goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
If you
gonna
get
be her
too far,
Band-Aid.
I'll like just grab you and pull you back a little bit. Like, no.
No,
Behind
no,
there.
sweetheart.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. In that case, with a 20, as the shadowy bird thing, kind of raven shadow creature comes surging over the crest of the hill along the road towards you, Tromlin, you can act first.
I'm going to just go ahead and assume Entangle's useless on this thing. So as I hop
Your
down,
monkey definitely, you saw through the monkey that it went right through Fetid.
Yeah. So as I hop down from Ugna's shoulders, I put a hand on her back and cast Word of Resolve.
Ooh.
Sounds good.
So you will get so only for one ally, allowed to reroll a failed saving throw against a charm or fear effect with a
So
+4
useful.
sacred bonus.
Good.
Yep.
If you do not have Aura Courage, which I don't, so but yeah.
But good.
So yeah.
Excellent. Done and done. I'm assuming you're not moving anywhere else particularly.
No, I'm just
good
kind of
enough.
getting ready for combat.
Okay, so next is the bird thing, which is closing, basically, and coming towards all y'all.
Cool.
And Ugna, you're up.
I'm
There's
gonna
a
finish
bird-shaped
closing.
shadow thing. I mean, you don't have to. You're there.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Then I'm going to see if I can plant a hammer in its face.
That's fair.
Real 4. Oh, 19.
Nice.
Plus 8 to hit. So yeah, 27.
That'll hit.
I figured.
Mm-hmm.
If it didn't, we would be in
Yeah,
big trouble.
that'd be a hell of a thing. So that's a D10 plus 7. Only a 12 because I rolled not super high.
That's damage. 12 damage.
Yippers. 12
Okay.
bashing.
I'm just keeping track here.
I don't
I
think
like
it's
that.
Mash.
worth using any of my feats on this because like it doesn't have a weapon to disarm.
Yeah, or at least not on the first.
Yeah.
Like you could add damage with a superiority point, but maybe you want to save them to see what happens.
That's true.
I like that it took me a hunter's mark and a bunch of extra stuff and like 3 arrows to do what you did in one hammer swing.
That's why I'm a fighter. This is what fighters
Big
do.
hammer. It's a
Mhm.
big
It's a
hammer.
very big hammer.
Yep.
Glorpa on your or sorry, you have a second attack.
I have a second
You have a second
attack.
action. That was a combat attack, so you can do another one.
Nat 20.
Hell yeah. That's what we had 4 this session. now?
Damn.
This is my first nat 20.
Wow.
I've been rolling
Nice.
mostly like 8s and 10s, weirdly.
Mm.
Wow.
So yeah, nat 20. Only a 4 plus 7 on the damage.
Did you remember you rolled the dice twice?
Yeah, I know.
On a nat 20.
Oh, nice. So that's 10 plus 7, 17.
Total 17 damage?
Yep.
Okay.
Like right upside the bottom of its beak. I just like boom.
So your
Uppercut.
hammer, you feel that you're hitting something with your hammer, but it doesn't look like it should. It's not like normally you hit a thing and then inertia passes from the object into the thing you hit, and therefore it moves. Instead, it's almost like the hammer is going into it. Like imagine you're swinging your hammer through fog, but there's resistance from the fog as it takes damage from the hammer.
Gotcha.
That is basically what it feels like. So your hammer goes right through it and comes out the other side, but there's like trailing bits of shadow behind.
I like frown and then just carry through with the momentum and bring it back around.
Yeah, and you really don't like this because you can't tell how hurt it is.
I try and hit even harder the second time. I was like, I'm mad now.
It's like shadows suck to fight.
Yep.
Ugh, stupid
Magic.
shadows.
I don't have to fight magic in the pits very often.
Mhm.
Weird.
But now Glorpa gets to do something.
I don't know what to do. Can I just throw gust of wind at it just to see what happens?
Not a bad idea.
Such a weird thing.
Like a cloud.
Yeah, to see if it like blows away or something.
Is it cool that I'm still up on your shoulders, Ugna?
Oh,
I mean, I
for
can't. I
sure.
shouldn't ask you.
No,
like,
for
yeah,
sure.
First of all, yes, and also I'm not going to ask you either way. All right,
There.
there. I gust of winding. When I gust of wind, I let out another gust of wind behind me that is a different scent, and it goes towards the one that doesn't smell. Goes towards a weird fog bird
Important
thing.
to stabilize, right? It's important to have forces in both directions. For
So if you
every
want me
action,
to, I
there's
can...
an equal and opposite reaction.
Yeah, it's real equal.
So it has to make a strength saving throw to avoid being pushed.
Oh, is that on your end or my end?
On my end, I've got to make a strength saving throw, and it's going to reduce its movement against the gust. It has made its saving throw, however. I think I rolled it's a 17 total. Yeah, I think that beats your. I'm just pulling up your sheet because I don't remember your save DC.
Yeah.
It
good
is
call.
16. Okay, yeah, it made it with a 17.
Okay.
Just, but it made it.
Next time.
Okay, so it's going to be. So it's still affected. It's not shoved immediately back away from you, but it is like clearly fighting this gust to move forward. And next up is going to be your companions. the Leonin and Tortle mercenaries are going to make a formation and come sort of in a V shape around Ugna, and most of them have spears. They are going to attempt to kind of stab and pin this thing from the sides. And again, I'm just going to make a few rolls on the side here. Again, it's making a lot of like weird, like the spears go in like it's going through smoke, but there's a resistance to it, and there's like some indication of causing some kind of effect. And they're basically spearing to the ground to an attempt to pin it so that it does not continue to move forward. The Fire Genasi does not have any kind of clear shot at this. So instead, he is going to cast a spell that is creating some sort of fire shield in front of the cart, in front of particularly the Loxodon, like the merchant he has been hired to protect. And yeah, the merchants aren't going to do anything. That's kind of not their thing. So next, that moves us to Copernicus.
Okay. One quick question. How does falling damage from something falling on you work in your rule set?
I mean, pretty much straight as regular D&D. It's just based on how far it fell and how heavy it is. What are you hoping to do here? Are you trying to drop something on it?
Yeah, well, I was gonna summon. So it says with Phantom Steed that it has all the stats of like a draft horse, basically. So I kind of want to fly it up and then drop a draft horse on it, especially if the Loxodon's then pin it
down. The only problem with that is Phantom Steed not in your book rather than on your spell list?
It's in my book, but I thought I'd get those anyway, and then I can cast them as ritual. I thought I can cast them as ritual.
You can cast as a ritual. No, you can only cast them as rituals.
Only as rituals.
So the spells in the book have to be cast as rituals, which means it takes 10 minutes. So that one's not.
Everyone wait for 10 minutes.
I'm going to make a horse fall on his guy.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be awesome.
I wanted to know if we had 10 minutes to the gorge to be able to get the horse ready, but
yeah. I know the things kind of moved.
Okay. This is the Book of Interest. Okay. In that case, I'm going to summon a greater demon. How many minutes would I have had if I was going to start summoning the horse? About how many minutes with a train leaving this station at this miles an hour and leaving this station at this miles an hour? I'm just curious.
I mean, does it matter? I mean, I'm going to say you started the ritual, but you didn't get very far.
Okay. Because I mean, I can buy myself another minute with banishment, but I'm just curious. Okay, not gonna happen. Yeah, I'll summon a greater demon. I'd like the demon to be horse shaped, just because.
Gotta keep the theme going.
Hold on. How? What's the range on summon greater demon?
I believe
60 feet. Okay.
Yeah, it's fairly nearby.
Okay, and then I'm going to double the spell range with my ring of. So I'm going to summon it at 120 feet in the air, above this thing that they're trying to pin down.
Okay, so you know various specific demons, and if you summon one of the demons that you know, you're going to be using its true name that you have in your book, which means that it has disadvantages to attempt to break out of your control. So that's probably what you want to do. And I will point out that one of the demons that you know is a large, fat demon.
Yeah, okay.
So that might, if you're trying for impact damage, that may be the most appropriate choice.
Yeah.
So this demon is called Aggro Jag.
Okay. I call him Aggie for short.
Yep. And
he's a big, Hitchhiker's Guide.
A big pot-bellied demon with lots of little hook teeth and fangs in various directions that he can't talk without causing damage to his own face, and little flappy wings that are not big enough to really do anything with, and he's just a huge like fat thing with an axe. And he hates this, by the way. So you summon the demon. Okay. You utter the foul words, which everyone can hear out of nowhere. There's just this echoing, awful sound of these like words that are not meant to be heard, and souls recoil from them when they hear these sounds. And out of the chaos of the abyss, 120 feet from you, so up in the air, will be Aggro Jag. And I don't remember what the name of the demon I based it on. I've got his stats, but I don't remember what I based it on.
Okay.
I based it on one of the.
We may not need his stats. We may just need to know how much he weighs.
Yeah, which is going to be a fair bit. Okay, so the demon appears, and I roll separately for the demon's initiative, so I'm going to do that now. And at the end of its turns, it gets a charisma saving throw to try and break out of your control. But it has disadvantage because you know his name.
Oh, Aggie!
Don't call me that.
Yeah. Now you have. I don't think you have the time to do the protection part of this spell. Okay. So normally, if you form a circle on the ground using blood, it can be anyone's blood. You can ensure that there is a space the demon cannot cross.
Okay. I mean, I have some fresh
Yeah.
ogre blood.
You have some options.
Relatively
Yeah.
fresh.
But you're kind of doing this in a hurry, so I don't know that you would stop to make the circle around yourself. You're also invisible and would kind of give you away.
Yeah.
To suddenly put like a circle of blood around your invisible self to go.
You know what? If
Over
we
here.
attach like
I just
a
wanted to mark
sprinkler
the spot
to your
where I'm not
head,
standing.
A sprinkler. A blood sprinkler.
yeah,
That's just
Any
called
Walmart.
that's just a cut.
circle.
So what you all hear these horrible noises that like are, it's not super loud, but the awfulness of these sounds just cuts through any other sound like a knife.
It's the bear
And
from
you all
Annihilation.
hear it. It's almost like it's in your mind, and it's actually not even coming from anyone because Copernicus is invisible, so it's coming from like disembodied noise.
Again, I think it's the monkey.
And you hear that at the end of these sounds, and then you hear this just like bellowing, like elephantine roar of, "Oh no, not again! This sucks!" And this colossal ebon, like a giant ebon fat person, but with like flapping bat wing like ears and bat wing like little tiny useless wings, and then just like the huge burly upper body. You know, imagine some of like your favorite 80s wrestlers that were like enormous fat guys. But we're also like, you know, picking people up and body slamming them. That's the physique
You
that this
summoned
creature
Abdullah
has.
the Butcher.
Yeah, except 10 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't far off.
And it like, you know, plummets through the air, and like lands in the middle of this massive shadow bird. Spears that were sort of trying to hold the bird in place splinter as this just like, and there's that massive cartoon noise that that cartoon noise happens as he hits the ground, and the body of the demon deforms and then springs back. Very like Warner Brothers situation. And you can all see this like terrifying, this creature would be like this terrifying demonic thing. It's holding like a cross between like an axe and a scimitar that is like a shadow blade made of flames. And you know, it would be horrifying if it didn't have this like stupid look on its face with all of these like teeth going in every direction and its beady little red eyes.
This is embarrassing.
Yeah, he's like, "God damn it, I was in the shower."
Come on, guys.
Blam. And it lands just kapow in the middle of this. So that's Copernicus's turn.
Anyway.
And that leaves Fetid, who will need to spend this turn doing like a dash action to get over the rise. And so you show up just in time, just booting her with like this monkey hanging on for dear life. Mm-hmm. And as you come over the rise, just in time to see this thing appear in the air and fall tumbling ass over tea kettle down, and then bounce in the middle of this. And leonins and turtles go in all directions, like just like diving away from this giant, the giant ass that has fallen out of the sky and landed on this bird thing.
I'm just like, nice.
You have no idea if this is like a new threat or what. it's like another
But
horrendous
it's
demonic
funny.
thing. It's
So-
funny. Definitely funny. It like farts a bit when it hits the ground, like, you know.
Nice.
Oh, that's old Aggie.
So yeah, at the end of the spell, you'll all hear Copernicus's voice with, "I think that was the monkey again," and "Oh, what is old Aggie?" Okay, so we're at the top of a new round, and it is Tromlin's turn.
Well,
So that happened.
You know, Grandpa does what Grandpa does. I'm
It
gonna
is
cast.
definitely. You know what? Make me, before you do anything else, make me a religion roll.
Have you found religion because of what you've seen today?
I mean, I'm already a cleric, so I hope I have.
I think your problem is you have too much religions.
Mm.
Yeah. It's what a
I
D30.
don't think
I
you
rolled
don't
a
have enough.
5.
What did you roll?
A 5?
Like a total of 5?
Yes, a total of
Oh
5.
no!
Okay.
You should
Oh,
spend like
boy.
an
In that
inspiration on
case-
that.
I mean, you could. Do you want to inspire it, or do you just want me to give you what I'm going to give you?
I'll inspire it. What the fuck?
Go for it.
Reroll it.
And Lena, you're keeping track there. Eh?
Oh yeah.
So that'd be a 19 total.
Oh, much better. In that case, all I was going to give you is like, this is clearly a like infernal beast, like powerful demon that is like awful. But no, I'll give you a much more specific. This is like a greater demon. This is you know, something that would be like a servant to a baron or other lord of the depths.
Granddad, no.
This is
Oh my
like, yeah, this
God.
is a bad thing. This is not just like
Maybe they were just college friends?
yeah,
You will
this
also
is-
notice that Ugna has stumbled back as this thing like fell directly in front of her, and the hammer is now like tracking to the demon instead of the bird.
Oh,
In fairness,
New
that
big thing
might
to
be
hit.
necessary.
Yeah. Oh no. There's a new threat.
every monster. Also, it really stinks here because it farted at
Yeah.
me.
A new challenger has
Um,
entered the ring.
God, it all ends here.
Question
Welcome to
for
the real
you,
Dark Souls.
Lane.
Yep.
So when I saw Ugna hitting the Shadow Beast, did it look like it wasn't really affecting the beast very much? Because
It's hard to say. You might maybe with an Arcana check, you would have a better
Okay.
idea as to how much it's causing harm.
16?
Yeah, you feel like it would be better to use like magical damage. You feel like anything that would be like radiant damage, anything that would be doing damage that is highly effective against like demons and undead and other types of awful creatures might be more effective against this thing than physical
Or
weapons.
just a spell like enchanting her weapon,
Yep.
which I believe is a spell that.
Is that a spell you have prepared?
Probably not. No, not realistically, because I didn't expect
Okay.
to see this.
No one expects a
so
demon to
I'm
fall out of the sky.
You really don't.
I do believe you did tell me you had like a bless type of spell
Yes,
prepared.
I do have bless.
Yeah, that just adds to the attack rolls. But I mean, it's still a thing.
So, bless a creature, choice of damage, target makes an attack roll or saving throw before the spell ends. They can add 1d4, roll 1d4 and add the number of attacks.
You basically get a plus 1d4 to attacks and saves to up to 3 people of your choice for like the full combat.
Gotcha.
Ain't too shabby.
Uh,
But that wouldn't affect the damage type.
yeah,
Is the
see, that's the thing. There was a spell I was going. Sorry,
You do
I'm
have
going
a
through my-
you do have a cantrip that causes radiant damage, but
Ooh.
Was it Hammer of Justice?
yeah, you can throw a hammer at it and do radiant.
I might
Cast
as
it
well
on
just
my
do that.
hammer.
Well,
Can I?
it's
Like a ghost of my hammer flies
Oh,
out and hits it.
Man, double hammer.
Yeah.
It basically it's like a ranged attack spell. It basically like the hammer comes from you.
Cool.
It's not something you cast on other hammers.
Can I Misty Step so I'm behind of it and I can
Ooh.
therefore start doing backstabs?
That's a thing that
Backstab
can
it with a
happen.
hammer. I like it.
I believe that would be your action, but you
That's
can do
fine.
it. You can set yourself up for that. I mean, this is one of the things you guys do. No, it's a bonus action.
Nice.
So you can, in fact, spend a bonus action to just step from behind Ugna to the other side of the creature,
Yeah.
and then take your action and make a shot.
I will do this.
Mm.
So
Excellent.
I teleport to the other side because why the hell not? I mean,
this is your guys' MO, right? Is you work
Yeah.
together. One draws the aggro and the other does the backstabs.
Mm-hmm.
all right. So is it a ranged attack?
The
Hammer of Justice.
I believe the Hammer of Justice is
Melee?
no, I believe it's uses your spellcasting attack rather than a ranged action. Oh, wait, no wonder I couldn't. Sorry, I was looking in the wrong place for that because that is a spell from a third party. So I got to pull open that thing.
Yes. Well, unmodified without anything added to it, I roll a 13.
You rolled which?
A 13 with nothing
Okay.
added to it. Yeah.
I thought you said a 3, and I was like, well, that'll definitely miss.
Yes. No.
Yeah, it's a spell attack, so you're making it with your ranged spell bonus, or your normal spell bonus.
I don't know what that is. I'll be honest with you.
Oh, well, I've got it on your character sheet, so I can just look at your character sheet.
Third page of your character sheet.
Yeah, at the top of your spell lists, +7 is your spell attack bonus.
So I rolled a 20 total then.
That will hit, and so you do the damage of the hammer, which is throw the small hammer is like D4, isn't it?
Probably. That makes sense.
Yeah, because like an actual handheld warhammer is like a full D8, but I think the small, here it is. Yeah, light hammer is D4 bludgeoning, but you're going to get your backstab bonus damage on this as well.
How much is that going to be?
2d6.
Oh yeah.
And then you're also going to do a d6 radiant damage from the cantrip on top of that.
All right. Ooh. 13.
Is that total? Is that include the radiance, or are you rolling that separate?
It's 3. The radiance would be 2 extra.
2. Okay, so 13 total, but 2 of that was radiant. So I just need to like include the radiant.
Yeah. That's
susceptibility here. All right. So at that point, there is oh no.
Oh no.
I was going to tell Randy what happened to his damage.
At that point,
You'll
he
never
pooped.
know.
Poor
Yep.
Randy. No, that was him doing the Misty Step.
Yeah.
It's all
Yep.
good.
He's on the other side.
Now he's on the other side.
He's behind us. Oh god.
That was the Misty Step. See, we can see this a different angle. He's
Yeah.
behind us now.
Yep. Yep.
And so Tromlin disappears, steps into basically the shadow behind Ugna, and then steps out of the shadows behind one of the Leonids that has been throwing itself away from the danger zone, and then launches a little hammer, which glows with holy light, and actually hits the shadow bird thing, but like hits it. Like it actually bonks off of its head region instead of passing through it like all of these other items appear to have done.
Is it just a different location that it hit?
Maybe it has to do with the magic. Maybe it has to do with the radiant magic.
There we go.
But next would be the shadow creature, which has got a simultaneous initiative with the demon. So I am going to just assume that the shadow thing is going to attack the demon that is like basically within it. So the shadows that had been kind of disrupted to some degree by the demon plunging into it reform themselves, and it basically does like the slashing kind of movements of its shadow that had affected Fetid earlier. And the demon with the bellow just kind of takes it, these kind of slash marks appear on its chest with some flames instead of blood. And it like raises its two-handed axe thing and just
Sorry, Aggie.
roars as it smashes this axe into the oh Jesus Christ, okay, and basically cuts the shadows in two. So
Ooh.
Nice.
between between Tromlin's like radiant damage attacking at this thing's head and the infernal axe of flames that passes through it, the shadow basically splits apart and like shatters in much the same way that you can see light shatter if you like take a beam of light and it hits some kind of like waterfall or crystal and suddenly the lights kind of scatters in all directions. This thing does that, but for shadow, as the shadows just splinter apart and disappear, and there's just no sign of the thing, and it's just gone. And now I'm going to make a charisma saving throw for Aggro Jag to see what happens.
Boy.
Now
is
we may have to fight him.
And this is disadvantaged, which is good for you guys because my first roll was a 19, but my
Holy
second
crap.
is not.
Ooh.
It is decidedly not. So Aggro Jag has failed to break free of control, and instead just howls out, "Copernicus, I'll show yourself!" Arrgh.
I don't know who this Copernicus is. Certainly, he must be a different person than Copernicus. Okay, off you go now.
You heard me, Copernicus Sunshine.
The bag full of cats. It's not holding together very well.
Everyone nearby is wet
Demon slobber.
from
Just in general.
just demon slobber in all directions.
Uh,
I mean,
Yep.
Glorpa is always wet.
Yeah.
This is
I can
in every
issue
sense
a
of the
verbal
word.
command every round as to what to do, and my verbal command
Yeah.
is going to be shh.
Yeah, if you make the he immediately stops talking and just looks furious.
Angrily flapping his little wings.
All right, so
Now I don't want to jump too far ahead out of combat order because there's other things that are going to happen. So again, also on the turn of the shadow creatures, I'm just going to emphasize the plural. There is another shriek, actually several, and a pair of ravenfolk come dropping out of the skies, pouncing down at the wagon. But their attempt, their dropping, is basically thrown to the winds as they drop, partly as they're trying to correct against this gust of gale that is coming from Glorpa, but also because another one of these shadow raven things surges out of the from the direction of the ravine. You assume further down towards the sea, just from the direction. And it basically goes like right over Fetid. Like Fetid basically like stops and throws himself to the ground to avoid having it go right through him
I
again.
did that once. It sucked.
But this is coming from the side to as far as the caravan is concerned, and it's basically going straight for the box of the wagon, where it passes right through the Loxodon merchant, Diomedes, and Otto, who are both sitting on the back of this thing. And at the same time, these raven folk were clearly attempting to make like a strike of some kind for the wagon. But between the wind that they didn't expect and this shadow thing suddenly surging by, they basically like squawk and go in all directions, and there's feathers and wings, and there's just basically like, imagine a bunch of ravens, or basically imagine a bunch of crows that were like picking at something on the road, got disturbed, and they all just kind of flap in all directions. That happens.
Is the fire shield still up from the fire?
Yes, it is, but the fire shield is facing forward towards where the other one was attacking from, and not the side where this one is coming from. Igneus does not seem pleased. So the next thing to happen is that Ugna gets to go.
Well, Ugna is like now looking confusedly around because there was a bird that she was fighting, and then a demon dropped out of the sky, and that seems like the worst thing. But then he seems kind of not actually a threat. And
He's
someone has attacked
standing
the
over
wagon.
you. He's standing directly over you with a giant flaming sword axe thing in both hands.
Right.
And I'm actually gonna double check. I'm pretty sure he can't do anything that you didn't specifically ask him to do.
Yeah.
Because you didn't tell him not to attack anyone else.
I think it only attacks hostiles. Any
I
creature
think so.
that has attacked it. It'll spend its turn
Right.
attacking every creature within reach that has attacked it. So as long as
unless it's been
Ugna doesn't hit it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ugna doesn't know that,
So-
but she is gonna kind of go, Tromlin?
He looks like he really wants to hit you.
As-
He looks
yeah.
like he looks like he's like "Argh," with his beady little piggy red eyes.
I look at her and just point to the shadow thing coming.
I will then turn my back on the demon, fully trusting Tromlin, and sprint towards the wagon. How far away am I? Like, can I close with the?
With the shadow thing?
Yeah.
You certainly can, but it is in the process of passing through Diomedes and Otto.
Cool.
So you're not entirely certain how that works because your hammer passed through it when you hit it.
Yep.
So if you hit it, what's going to happen?
Yeah, that seems like a problem. I am gonna charge for the where it will exit the wagon.
You kind of have to because there's
Yeah.
a fire shield between
Yeah,
you
yeah,
and the
yeah.
wagon. And I'm assuming you don't want to pass through that.
No. I will
Thank
also, as I go by, I'm gonna try and swing at this thing, but I'm also going to do my maneuver where I bait and switch, and I'm gonna grab, like, hold out my hammer to Otto to grab onto and haul him behind me.
From where you're going to end up, I would say if you're trying to be on the side to where the thing comes out,
Yep.
You're going to be close enough to do that to Diomedes, but not Otto.
Okay. I've been
Because you have to be within 5 feet.
Right. I've been hard to protect Otto, but you know what? He could probably take it.
I mean, it's too late to stop it from passing through them and
Yeah, it's
causing
true.
damage. Well, you don't really you don't know that it caused damage when it passed through Fetid.
No, I
'cause
have
it's
no
kind
idea.
of been
It's
too
just
much going on.
there's
Haven't had time
demons.
to ask me.
There's a lot. It's too much for her brain to keep up with.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'll swing around on that side and just wait for it to finish passing through the wagon and put a hammer in its face.
So you're not going to bother with the maneuver on the Loxodon?
I'll give it a shot. Like, does it look like he's in pain?
It's hard to see because there's a shadow. There's just a black mass passing over the top of the wagon.
Gotcha.
Like you can't even really see Otto or Diomedes. You can
Gotcha.
kind of see Diomedes because he's huge. Like you can see the tops of ears sticking out.
Yeah, I'll try the bait and switch because it's cool.
Ah,
When in
That's
doubt.
fair.
You can grab like there's a trunk sticking out. You can
Yeah.
grab Diomedes by the trunk and pull the bait and switch.
Cool.
Normally considered very rude by his people.
Oh,
but,
for sure. But you know, if you're saving his life.
yeah.
I mean, I'm actually, you know what? No, I think I will let you do this to Otto because it's sort of in the process of moving across this thing. And when it finishes, it's going to basically be holding Otto.
Oh, cool. I would like it to be holding me instead. I want to hug this
So
bird.
that's going to be harder because you're not just switching out an attacker, you're switching out a grapple.
That's true.
But it's doable.
I
will
mean,
let
I'm
you do it. You know
I'm
what?
a grappler.
I
I'm a
will let you
grappler.
I will let you spend one of your inspirations to
Sure.
enable this.
I'm gonna
Because
do
normally your bait and switch is specific to, I move this combatant out of the way and put myself in that place.
Yeah.
It's meant to remove people without risk of attack of opportunity, not to break grapples. So I'll let you do it if you spend.
I'm spending it, and I already
20 on
rolled a 17 to hit on this one, so I think I do.
Okay, so now what I want you
sorry,
to
that's
do
17 plus 7. So
you hit for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
What I want you to do though is I want you to do the grapple now. So now we're
Oh, sure.
contesting
sure.
the grapple. Don't forget that you have advantage
Right.
on these.
Because I am a grappler. God damn it! Can I roll on my table, please?
Or wait, do you get advantage on the initial grapple check, or just
Advantage versus
make the
grapple
basic
target,
roll?
grapple maneuver.
Yeah, it's once you have them grappled, you get advantage on attack.
Gotcha.
Just make your basic roll.
What's my unarmed attack roll?
No, this isn't. This is strength athletics.
Oh, okay, cool. 9 plus 11. So 20.
So yes, you have a plus 11 to do your grapple checks. Just in case anyone was wondering.
I was like, oh, I didn't
That's
roll
because
really good. Oh no, but I
you-
have plus 11. I'm fine. It'll be
Doesn't
fine.
matter.
It's because you have actual expertise in athletics.
Yeah.
And
Unsurprisingly, I built my wrestler to grapple people.
Really?
Unfortunately,
I know,
that's
weird.
not going to beat the strength roll here.
Oh.
But only because your dice roll wasn't so great.
Inspiration.
Sure, that's your second inspiration spend.
I'm
but go
doing
ahead.
it. It's cool.
Go for it.
I will always go for cool over saving inspiration. Oh, that's a 13. So 24.
So that's 24. Okay, I'm making another strength roll. Oh, I rolled really good again.
Oh
16.
no.
I don't know those six. It's only 16. I gotta figure out what
What its grapple scale is.
16, 17, 18, 19. 21. That's only 22. And you had a 20. What did you have? 20.
24.
Right?
24. Yeah, you beat
Yeah.
him.
Nice.
Yeah. Woo! Good.
So you grab a hold of Otto through as the shadow thing passes through the Loxodon and over the cart, it now appears to be like holding Otto like swaddled.
Yikes.
And continuing to move. But you grab Otto, yank him bodily out, and I would like you to roll your unarmed combat damage.
On Otto?
Oh, no.
Yeah, because
Oh dear. This is very violent.
you have
Nima.
wrested. You have these incredibly powerful strength rolls have been made to wrest Otto out of this grasp, but Otto is soft.
Rip in peace, Otto.
What is my unarmed damage?
I believe it's a D4 plus strength bonus.
Cool. Sorry, Otto.
Point of
Very nice.
interest.
You have a brawler thing that
Glorpa
gives you
still
1d4 unarmed.
Also pushing wind away from.
Glorpa is still riding the as this is all happening.
I have to imagine she's just like hanging on to the neck.
Yeah.
Like, "Ah."
Yeah.
A part of it, maybe the ear. It's a little
Yeah.
easier. To
Oh,
You,
yeah.
you just got your
Yeah,
legs
yeah.
wrapped around my neck really tight, and you're like doing the
I like it.
Mhm.
thing. So
Got
I
kind
rolled
of
a
a
2,
Master Blaster thing going.
but I've got a +5 strength, so that's 7 damage for Otto.
Okay,
Oh,
so Otto
sorry,
takes
Otto.
7 damage from being wrenched out of the grasp of this thing.
It's like
and
how
you
a seatbelt will break your collarbone, but it won't kill you.
It's
Yeah.
probably less damage he would take from the actual beast.
It's
though.
true.
Yeah.
and you basically set Otto behind you and put yourself in his place. You are now basically
I'm grappling this thing.
within
Yep.
this thing. Yeah, you're grappling on this thing. Next up, it is Glorpa.
Oh right, I'm so
You are
enthralled by
practically
the story.
inside the shadows.
Oh wow, cool. So I guess do I have to do anything to like move the? I guess have I been like maybe able to move the gust of wind along with this weird thing the entire time?
I believe so. If you want to like blow, like the ravenfolk,
Oh.
for example, you could like really blow them away from where you are with the gust of wind, because you concentrate up to a minute.
Yeah,
And
this is a
it's
bonus
from
action
you. So
direction.
if you're moving, it's still going.
Cool. So wait, maybe I missed something. Are there two separate entities now? Is there one that's over the cart and one that's the two raven people?
So there were 2 shadow entity things. One has been destroyed.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
The other one is over the cart, and then there's
Damn.
also a pair of ravenfolk.
Right.
Flap that are sort of disrupted in what they were doing by the shadow thing, but they are also here.
Okay.
And in
So I
fact, they
guess
seem to be like they're trying to get to Otto.
freaky. Aren't we all? I guess since I'm so close, like in this thing, would it be beneficial for me to just like have the gust of wind going directly into this like encasing darkness of the shadow fingers that is
You could. It didn't look to you. So basically, the effect that you had on the other shadow thing was it you sort of pushed it, or you tried to push it back, but it made its strength check. So it depends on what you want to do, like in terms of controlling the movement of this thing.
Yeah, the raven.
You could
better
try
to-
and push it back, but Ugna's kind of
Well.
grappling it. So it's like, do you want to push it back? That's the question. You could also just turn the gust of wind to blow the raven folk.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking I should do then. Okay, cool. Thank you for establishing. There are too many dark things that I wasn't sure how many we had here.
And
Anyway,
all
That is
bird.
only a bonus action. You
Right.
can still do something else with your main action.
Cool.
So you change the direction of the gust of wind coming out of you, so it's blasting at the raven folk and blowing them away from Otto.
I'm gonna keep focusing on them just because I'm so confused by this darkness thing and what actually affects it, and I don't seem to have anything that could really do anything to it. So I'm gonna also send acid arrows into the gust of wind, into the raven folk.
Into the raven folk or the shadow thing?
The raven folk. Can I
Okay,
send
so
2 at the same time? Like how
no,
many
you
do I
only
get?
get one.
Just one.
One target.
All right. Whichever one has a dumber face.
I will say that it seemed like normal physical attacks were still hurting the shadow thing, just not as much as the radiant stuff that, say, Randy did, or the big
And I actually have a
flaming.
spell lined up for the shadow.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I feel like
to make it sad.
everybody else has better things for that. Just to make it sad.
Okay.
So you shoot at one of the raven folk?
Yeah, the dumber looking one.
Okay. I mean, it's hard. They have bird faces.
Yeah, the birds kind of look dumb and cute all at the same time.
Except geese. Geese just look mean.
Glorpus decided one of them just looks a little stupider. It's I don't know, the one on the left.
Species.
Okay. So I believe you make a ranged spell attack.
Oh yeah. Do I do?
Roll a d20, and then you get your spell attack bonus, which is 8.
Oh, thank you. Okay, 17 plus 8.
That definitely hits.
Okay, that's good enough. And d4, right?
Yeah, and I'm assuming you're just casting this as a regular 2nd level spell. So your damage is 4d4.
Right.
And then another 2d4 acid at the next turn, because the acid continues.
6, 7. Okay, 10 for the 44.
Okay. And don't worry about the 2d4. We'll worry about that next round.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Okay. So the bird thing, the raven folk gets hit by this acid, and it like shrieks in pain, and immediately like collapses on the ground, like with its wings over its head. And the other one sort of like puts its wings up. The soldiers that are around here, a couple of them will grab these raven folk as they appear to be surrendering, but most of them are going to turn to try and protect Diomedes. So they, at this point, the shadow thing had passed through him completely. So the Leonids closest are going to grab him and pull him back off of the cart, away from the direction that the shadow raven thing is.
All the bodyguards are doing peak bodyguard duty right now. Very good.
And Igneus sends a blast of flame into the shadow thing. And I'm just rolling some damage on the side. But I will say, Ugna, you're going to take some peripheral damage from that because you're grappling this thing.
Cool.
So you're going to take... how much of this damage do I want to give you? Just the last roll. 7.
Okay.
7 fire damage from being scorched because you're
Getting
grappling a thing that's on fire.
Sometimes you grapple a thing that's on fire. It's part of the
It's
job.
a thing that happens sometimes.
It's part of the job.
When you got a friend whose head is on fire, sometimes there's other things on fire too.
Also, Glorpa's like oozing. It's cooling.
And next is Copernicus.
So just to check, so Otto's now safely on the ground, but like still near the shadow creature thing. So like next round.
Yeah, I mean not super safely. Like he just took a bunch of damage from having his various bones kind of yanked on as he was pulled out of this thing's grasp, and he's just kind of unceremoniously dumped on the ground behind Ugna.
Still better than having what happened.
Still within. Yep. And can I Arcana check just to get a sense of, do I think that there's any like? Do I think these things are literally able to home in on him no matter where he is? Because they seem to have like.
Not that I would let you spend an action to assess this thing more completely with Arcana. You can also still use your like it's not an action to give an instruction to Aggro Jag as well.
Aggro Jag, figure out what's going on.
I'm gonna have him go after the get the bird or get the shadow creature. I'm gonna say because he does the special damage with the fire sword, and that seems like good. Can I inspiration to do a bonus action instead of a full action because I want to cast a spell as well, and I have to concentrate on the demon. There's a lot of things going on, so I don't want to spend like a full action and lose my chance to cast a spell.
You will not be able to cast another spell without break unless it's sorry. What spell are you looking at casting? Because if it's not concentration, then there's no problem with that.
It's not concentration. I just want to get a sense of whether or not, like, if I get Otto out of here and they don't know which way he went, I just want to know if they can home in on him magic. I'm trying to figure that out. So I'm going to do a quick Arcana on them, but if I can't, then I'll just do the thing I'm doing, and we'll find out when I do it.
I would let you spend something for this. So you want to do the Arcana check
accelerate my Arcana check,
and also cast a spell.
Yeah.
I'll let you spend a hero point for that. If you spend a hero point, okay. I will let you. I'm going to let you get a full Arcana check without taking your action. I'll let you do it with your bonus.
Okay. And I get disadvantage on this.
Yep, because you're still.
It's worse. 4 and then a 2. I don't think I've rolled a 10.
Do you want to spend inspiration for that?
You've still got 3, so might as well.
So if you
spend 3.
So you spend 1 inspiration, you then just re-roll entirely.
Okay. 17 and 13, so 23.
That is a lot better. So with your second roll, after you inspired it, you realize that this is a thing called a Vilde Ravin, and it is a Fey-related monstrosity that is a basically related to a Fey-like being known as the Raven Queen. So these are like powerful spirits that serve the Raven Queen.
I guess he's been following us.
And
I'm sensing a theme here.
You don't know anything specific about them having like super crazy magic tracking powers. You suspect that a combination of leaving these things laying in wait and some simple divination or scrying would be sufficient. You don't think there's like, they can find Otto anywhere. They're probably it was just scrying, just magic, normal magic, right?
Okay.
So then you won't know this yet, but when it's revealed that there was like a magic eye cast on a rock, you imagine that was some degree of like alarm or trigger to warn these things to strike.
Yeah. I am going to grab Otto and say, "You're coming with Grandpa," but he can't see me, so this is weird. Yeah. And I'm going to thunder step him out of there.
That's honestly like one of the least weird things you've done so far.
Okay, and then you're going to try and keep Thunderstep from hurting everybody?
Yeah, so how many people are within the range of?
I think a lot.
Like everybody except me, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe Thunderstep's a bad idea.
I
mean, fair enough.
Because Thunderstep.
I can protect 4 people.
It only affects everyone. It's only 10-foot radius. I'm just picturing in my mind about. I would say that the other side of the cart where everyone has grabbed Diomedes, that group is going to be outside of the range. So this is going to affect, I would say, Glorpa and Ugna, the Vilderevin, the Otto, or sorry, not Otto. You're taking Otto with you, right? So
yeah, so he's a freebie.
I'm helping you out of
and the horses.
Oh.
Okay, so then I'm gonna.
Oh no.
There
He
are
really
4
likes
horses.
You can finally fuck up a horse.
Okay.
This is like your entire
Yeah. You've been waiting for this.
It's always the horses that suffer in the end.
Yep.
So then I guess 2 horses are getting hit, and I'm gonna protect you 2. And so 2 horses get hit. I'm also gonna double the range, not the radius, but the range to teleport them 180 feet out instead of 90 feet out.
Hang on a second.
So it's
You already spent 1, right? That's
out.
that cleans you out of
Yeah,
the
I got
sorcery
3.
points. All right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
So you're like, yep,
So
Grandpa, peace out.
So Grandpa out, and I'm gonna throw a handful of hard candy in the air so that the advantage is.
Wow.
Good.
And then
The
just
best
like
warlock.
poof. Okay, so like no one sees him. You just hear the you're coming with Grandpa. We're out. And then like the scattering of candies appears out of nowhere, and Otto disappears, but with a thunderous crack of doom. There's like a thunder, basically as though a lightning bolt struck that spot. There's that thunder blast happens, in a contained space, and so Ugna and Glorpa automatically and 2 of the horses automatically make their saving throws.
Cool.
So they're you're all gonna take half damage. So please roll are you just doing base damage? Or did you cast this at higher level?
No,
sorry. Your base is 4th level.
Ooh.
So please roll me 4d10 thunder damage.
Holy crap.
So
Okay.
I thought it's when I cast it using a spell slot of 4th or higher, which I prepared it as it's on my 3rd as a.
No, as a warlock. As a warlock, all of your spell casts are equal to your warlock spellcasting level, which is 4 at your level.
Okay.
Cool.
Here we go.
So you actually don't have a choice of casting at higher or low level. It's just 4. Always 4.
Uh-oh, I'm rolling high. Okay. That was low.
Those horses are so fun.
Good.
24.
Okay, so 12 damage because you automatically get your save for half. So Glorpa and Ugna each take 12 damage.
Oh, God.
2 of the horses each take 12 damage. 2 of the horses each take 24 damage and are killed. So the 2 horses that are closest to the epicenter of this, like all of the horses and Ugna and Glorpa have like blood spurting from their noses and stuff as like they are caught in this thunder blast. Yeah, Glorpa, it's like you've farted when you cast a spell before, but this is something else.
I imagine these horses rippling like they're water and just dropping.
Yeah, the 2 horses that are closest, like the blood shoots from their noses and they fall down, and like some internal damage has been significant.
Still
We got
edible.
dinner tonight.
The
Thank
other
you.
2 horses, still edible. The other 2 horses, like shy away in terror.
They're all connected to the dead horses now.
Don't humanize them.
Roll.
the wagon.
One of the horses breaks free of its tack and is
That's
going
probably
to
for the
bolt.
best.
Yeah.
The other horse tries to do so but fails and is just like flailing and kicking, and like one of the Leonids gets a horse kick in the head and is like sent sprawling, and don't want to get too close to this horse. Yeah, there's horse shit everywhere.
Do I manage
the ones
to hit
that died
bird? Do
definitely.
I
What's
manage
that?
to hit the birds at all as well as the
They
shadow
were
creature?
they were blown away from the wagon by Glorpa, and they got grabbed by one of the Leonids who's over there. And Tromlin is like still over by Aggro Jag, who's also outside of this. So that happened.
Now, and I don't know if anyone has sensitive enough ears to be able to hear from 180 feet away, but you hear a distant grandpa voice yelling, "Save me some of the blood!"
I can't. It's just all ringing. I just got like tinnitus.
Yeah, I don't think anyone can hear anything actually.
Blood.
Fetid.
I'm just like,
That happened. That's a thing that happened.
damn.
Oh, and does the creature take full damage out of curiosity? Just while we're...
Again, it's
So
so
far, I've
hard to
only
tell
hurt
what
my
kind of
friend.
damage it's taken.
Mhm.
It has to save.
It is
But you
thunder
have no
damage.
idea what happened. It doesn't have the
Okay.
appearance of normal damage.
Okay.
It rippled. You could see the ripples of the
Mhm.
thunder wave passing through its shadow.
Mhm.
Great.
Oh,
Cool.
great. So you said the ravenfolk had been grabbed by a couple of the Leonids.
Yep, and they are cowering in like
All
pain
right.
/ fear.
So they're probably no longer a threat. At this point, I think my best bet is to just try and put a couple arrows into the shadow jerk. See if I can chip
can do
away at
this.
it a little bit. So I'm gonna shift my mark to this new one since the other guy
Yep.
got vaporized.
That is a bonus action, so you're good to go.
And yeah, first attack. 11 plus 8, 19.
That'll hit.
All right, 19 plus 1, 2, 3, 8, and 5. 13 damage for the first one. And the second one will hit. 5, 7, and 9 and 5 is 14 for the second.
Okay. So what was the total? 14 for the second?
13 and 14, yeah.
Yep.
27.
Okay. Oops. I was like, wow, that's dead already. It's because I was adding it to the wrong one.
Mm-hmm.
I was adding it to one that's already dead. Okay.
And yeah, I'm just gonna stay where I am, far away from all of this.
Sounds like a
nonsense.
good idea.
Madness.
Yeah.
Really
Or
sounds
things
like
just
a good
explode
idea.
with blood.
Mm-hmm. You
And
just killed the horses.
next up is Tromlin.
He's not even going to eat them.
I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt as a second level spell because that's all radiant damage.
Excellent.
So fuck him.
That's a good idea.
Fuck him up.
So it'll be 5d6 points if I hit him.
Oh no. He wants to either show us a 1 or a 20.
20.
Holy heck.
Yay!
Nice.
Now remember, a nat 20, you get to roll the damage dice twice. So what did you say? 5d6? So 10d6?
10d6?
Oh shit. Oh.
Let me get some more dice out. I don't have enough for some
This
reason.
is gonna take a little while.
Vaporize this thing.
Yeah, it's
Good.
a good thing that this thing hasn't been hurt much yet.
Hold on. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and ooh, that's my rainbow die. 10. All right, 10d6.
Okay. Doing my math here. So it was at 39 damage. Let's see how much more damage it can have.
Watch, I'll get all ones.
That's the usual rule of thumb, right? When you're rolling that 20, you then roll crap on the damage.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
The good oh no.
18.
Holy crap.
28.
Jesus.
56. 62, 63 points of damage.
63 isn't possible on 10d6. I think you're.
Oh wait, no, you're right.
Oh, yeah.
Damn it, I misadded. Hold on.
I think you're.
What's up? 1, 2, 3,
You were
4,
at
5,
you were at 28 and then you jumped to 50. I think that was 30s.
Oh,
there we go.
No, I miscounted. I misread something. Hold on. So 3 6s. That's 18.
Yep.
2 5s. That's
28.
28.
That's 28 on half of the dice.
Yeah.
So let's see. 2 4s.
36.
36.
Yep.
Oh, I jumped numbers when I counted. That's what it was. 36. 2 3s.
And there's should be one more die.
And a 1. So
Or no,
43.
sorry.
43.
Yeah.
So 46.
It's nothing to sniff
46.
at. That's great.
Wow.
Ooh.
But
Radiant damage. Go fuck
Oh
yourself.
boy.
Okay, well.
Trauma's mad.
You liked those horses.
Okay, so what was the name of the spell again? That's I'm trying to remember that
Guiding Bolt
spell. Guiding Bolt.
is a range of 120 feet.
Yeah, and that also, I do believe, adds a bunch of, like, it gives people bonuses.
Ooh.
Yeah, you cast it as a second level, right? That's why it's 46.
Yes. Yeah. No, it's
yes,
5d6
the next
normally,
attack
yeah.
roll made before the end of next turn has advantage as well, just so that everybody knows.
Yes.
But honestly,
I don't think we're gonna need it.
I'm trying to remember. I'm pretty sure I was just giving it vulnerability radiant, so that's no way it's still around. After a ridiculous roll like that. So you send this this guiding bolt shooting light into this thing. Just as it makes another shriek like it did with Fetid, but this is irrelevant now because the shriek will give people disadvantage to hit it after it's gone because it'll be dead. But there is like an obscuring shadow that starts to come from its body as well. And this piercing ray of light goes through the shadow to the heart of this thing, and just the light shining from within makes the shadow just disappear. It's like opening the curtains and letting a giant beam of sunlight in, and the shadows are just gone. There's a wave of this shadowy fog that has come out from its body that gives everyone just a shudder. And everyone is going to take 5 damage that is both cold and necrotic as they take this like cold, except for Fetid, who's too far away, and Copernicus is also too far away.
After it's dead, can I yell to
But
Fetid?
it's like, yeah, gone.
I will yell to Fetid. Well, Fetid, you're still within ear range, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see Fetid. He's just like
I'm like up the hill
20
a
or
little
30
bit,
yards up the hill or something.
I will yell to Fetid and Glorpa. The horse running, get it. Because you guys can do something with animals, I say.
I will also point out to you that the horses that are dying are dying.
Oh.
Well, there you go.
Do you have a big rock?
I'm just saying, we just healers can heal things that aren't people.
I'm like, let's kill it really bad. Misery.
I will
I'm
take
hungry.
care of the horses.
Free horse meat.
And then Loxodon. And then Otto.
Okay, so you have, what spell are we talking here?
I'll be doing my lowest level.
Oh, like just a straight up heal. I thought you might have stabilize or whatever it's called or something like that. But no, you can just use just first level heal spells.
Yeah, because I've got plenty left I haven't used.
Yep.
So I will use 2 of the low level cure light, the first levels.
Yep, on each of the 2 horses to stabilize them.
So that's 1d8.
So that they cease dying. I had failed their first death saves, but it doesn't matter.
So let's cure wounds is plus
okay, so we're out of combat time here. We can. There's the ravenfolk are not struggling. They're not fighting. They're in fact saying, "Please don't hurt. Please don't hurt." And,
I'm gonna go run down that extra horse.
I was just gonna ask what happens with Aggro Jag.
Oh,
Grandpa,
so I'm gonna
send
keep
him away.
When you disappeared with your Thunderstep, were you going to keep Aggro Jag going, or are you going to stop him?
Well, I want him to. I'd rather control him till he vanishes. And he's going to be around for a d6 rounds after I stop concentrating. So I'd like to be there to like diffuse the situation. So I'm going to keep concentrating and holding him there, but I don't think he can hear me give a command.
Does he? I thought you could dispel him, but or just dismiss him. But maybe I'm wrong.
I don't think so. Don't think it's that easy.
To get rid of a demon.
Have a look.
He is a greater demon.
Yeah.
Last for concentration, and if you stop concentrating, Right. Yeah, he still has a D6 rounds once you stop concentrating.
After
So
So I kind of want to go like maybe grab some horse blood, do a little circle.
Yep.
You know, as one does. But for now, as soon as I land with Otto, I'm going to drop my invisibility so that he doesn't think he's alone. And I'm like, oh, what brings you out here to the woods? We should get back. Okay. Bring him back and like immediately and re-entering the group. I'll be like, oh, I was out in the woods just using the outdoor potty, and Otto appeared, so I
Otto is
brought
like
him back.
blubbering. Like Otto is just like
That's valid.
Oh, that is a frightening demon who just, I suppose, wants to go now, and then I promise it'll be at least a week before I bother him again. Okay, goodbye.
Is anybody
I will
concerned
stop
about the demon? Should I like go deal with that?
While I'm doing that, I'm gonna like just grab some. Like, I know the horses are back alive, but the blood I assume doesn't go back inside them. So I'm just gonna like grab some horse blood and just start doing a little line in the road while I'm fumbling about and saying all this.
Okay, so just to sort of put this all together, then, so Copernicus comes out of the hillside, out of the bushes with Tromlin, who is
With
like
Otto.
or Otto, sorry, who's like petrified and is like, and while Tromlin has shouted at Fetid and Glorpa, "Get the other horse," and is like doing healing magic, radiant magic from his hands onto the horses. As soon as you begin doing so, and the Leonids get off of him, Diomedes is like going, get back. He will also quickly come over to you and cast a healing spell on one of the horses.
Okay, good. I healed one horse for 8.
Good.
And one for 5.
So they will be at 8 and 5. He's healing the horse that is damaged but not dead.
For him, since I assume he was hurt worse
6
than
damage.
Was the Loxodon hurt worse than Otto? I assume.
He seems like he's not feeling great, but again, like the thing just passed through him. He's hurt similar to Fetid. So basically, both Fetid, Otto, and Dai all have damage that is not visibly apparent on their bodies, as they took like cold and necrotic damage from the shadows passing through them.
Oh,
yeah, it feels like my organs are hurt.
Ask Dai, do you need me to do healing on you?
He'll say, I am all right.
All right. Then, Fetid, you will get healed.
Okay.
But we must.
I'm casting Cure as a second level for you. Okay. 18 points.
Nice. I'm back up to full then. Thank you.
And for Otto, my last first level spell for the day, he will get 7.
Okay.
Then I'm out of first level spells.
And yeah.
Clark spell.
Diomedes is mostly concerned about the horses. He's like, we do what we can for the horses. We will be stuck out here for the night.
Yes.
I do not wish to face another one of those things. Is Fetid going to try and chase down that other horse then?
Yeah, I'm going to chase it down. Since I've got Speak with Animals and Animal Friendship, I think I can probably calm it down enough to get it to come back.
Yeah, if you just cast Animal Friendship. Yeah. So you've only cast Speak with Animals once and Hunter's Mark once. So you've still got like 2 first level spell slots.
Yeah,
so if you cast an Animal Friendship,
yeah,
it's basically a charm.
Mm-hmm.
It was just one horse that ran off, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The other one tried, but it couldn't.
Gotcha. That's
you could attempt to calm, like the other 2 horses just got like killed and then healed back to life. You could some druid calming on animals would probably not be a bad thing.
Can I mean, I guess it's kind of a waste, but can I turn into an animal? I haven't gotten to do that yet. I turned into a horse.
These other horses are like, who the fuck is this come from?
I'm just gonna turn into a horse and talk like horse talk with them.
Why don't you make an animal handling roll for me?
Nice.
Oh yeah, do I just roll a d20 for that?
Pretty good at that. Yeah.
Okay.
Lord.
+5 for that.
Well, I rolled a 1, so.
I'm giving you. I was about to say I'm giving you advantage because you're.
Who's this
you're
fucked up looking horse?
You're just a weird wet horse.
Oh, this horse stinks.
It's got too many hooves.
I'm giving you
I have
advantage.
12
you get a second roll.
nostrils.
It has a cutie mark that's a flushing toilet.
You're like halfway between a horse and a cow. You weren't sure.
Oh no.
What is a horse?
You're a horse.
You're a horse.
Hey
No,
guys.
I'm giving you advantage. You can roll again because you
Oh,
are
God,
in a
thank
horse shape.
I rolled a 6.
That's better.
So that's an 11 total.
Take it.
So it's not terrible.
That's an
The horses
acceptable
are,
horse.
Hello, fellow
the horses are like,
horses.
whoa, whoa. The horses are a little bit spooked by this sudden additional horse, but you just sort of like
Hey.
act completely
Hey.
unconcerned.
I
Hey,
just
we're all
say,
horses
"Hey, on."
here.
We're
on, you're
all
just like-
horses here.
Well, everything's safe now, Wilbur.
I think these guys are gonna take care of us, and nobody here was planning to eat us, so we're fine.
Definitely not.
And you just kind of act like nonchalant, like everything's great, it's fine, it's safe. And they
I try
sort
to
of-
do a thumbs up with my hooves, but it just comes up as
Just stomp one hoof.
Meanwhile, old man smearing their blood along the road.
Yeah, Ugna like had this giant shadow that she was wrestling explode in her face. Is like picking herself up and like hefting her hammer up again, and is like looking over at Aggro Jag and is like, "Anybody want me to deal with that guy? Is that a problem?"
Is he
He's like-
cool?
He can't say anything, but he's just like waving his fists around like angrily, flapping his tiny little wings,
Jumping up and down a little bit.
frothing, jumping up and down, frothing a little bit of like fire foam.
Ugna, let's leave him alone unless he attacks one of us.
Where did he come from?
The so I didn't even think of this. So actually, before some of this stuff, as this chaos is going on, the sorcerer is going to put like another fire shield spell in front of the demon, like, and put a wall of flame to try and keep the demon from coming.
Probably wise.
Now this actually causes some damage
Ooh.
to Aggro Jag.
No.
Oh no!
What you're not supposed to
So
do.
Aggro Jag is then going to like lunge through the wall of flame
Oh no!
and take a swipe at Igneous.
There's so much collateral damage.
kind of your thing, isn't it?
It would appear.
Oh, Grandpa.
Totally misses. I rolled a 1.
He's the shittiest
Nelson.
demon.
It's so good.
Simpsons appears.
So good.
He actually has several little tails, and they all kind of like move around like a cat tails, like flailing, but they were kind of random, like he doesn't have good control. And one of them goes around his ankle and he trips. And just like lunges and face plant. Like he can't make a noise. It's like silently screaming.
Aggro Jag.
Face plants.
Buddy.
Igneous is gonna like step back and then like blast him with fire, like just
Oh,
like
great.
like
Roast him.
it's like a firebolt, like a witch bolt type spell, but flame.
Granddad, can you send him back?
So he's basically cooking the demon now.
This
Like,
is escalating in a way that I'm not comfortable with.
I assume you already broke your concentration for the spell, you said?
Well, I mean, not if this is happening. If this is happening, then I'm gonna give the order to run. But I'm gonna like, I don't know who that is. But if I did, I certainly would tell him to run and go now.
And immediately Aggro Jag like just flees, and he's like on fire, and Igneous is kind of like going after, like shooting bolts of flame at him.
Let him go, Igneous. Let him go.
That is a demon from the very pits.
Oh, is that what that is? Oh. My.
Igneous.
How did he get
maybe we should
here?
just- Let's
That's
just
a great
choose our
question
battles.
that we'll probably never be able to answer, so we may as well stop asking it.
Oh, okay.
The mysteries of the universe.
Igneous, if I may, we need to get going, and we have 2 corvids we need to question.
Okay, well at this point, Aggro Jag is like he's got a fairly high speed, so he's like just
Big plume of smoke behind him,
just-
like the Roadrunner.
just like Curly Joe. He's just like running. He falls and rolls every once in a while, and then keeps running again.
The Three Stooges theme is playing in the background.
Yep. Yep. Yakety sax.
Oh god.
That was such a clusterfuck at the end.
Oh, I can't believe I missed it all. You'll have to catch me up.
I look
That
at
was a
my
long
granddad.
piss.
Okay, so if you're breaking the spell at this point, you'll just hear in the distance the shout of "Damn you, Copernicus!"
That could
And
be
it
any
sounds-
Copernicus.
It sounds like,
It could be anyone he's talking about.
and then it sounds like the sound kind of like there's a Doppler effect, and you just assume Aggro Jag just ran right to because you just told him to run, so you assume he's tumbling down the gorge.
Oh no.
Okay, until next time. So, yes. So their healing spells are happening. The horses are being cared for. Everyone who can heal is doing what they can to try and get the horses back up to speed. Anybody want to contribute?
I apologize to Die for what happened to the horses. That should not have happened. It was collateral damage. My grandfather.
We did what we could. Those shadow things and the demon, and these two. He kind of gestures with his trunk, which is how you know he's really mad, because Loxodons don't like to do that.
Well, speaking of those two, we should have some words with them.
So,
you want me to come and
one of them looks
do the usual?
fairly badly injured. The one of them's got like the acid burns and is looking fairly injured. The other one doesn't look too bad, but they both look very scared. They're like,
Were you with the shadow creature?
I come in behind Tromlin and like just sort of loom menacingly behind him.
I'm trying to loom behind you, but it's not working very well.
I just can't see you
Just out
anymore.
from
I'm peeking around one calf muscle, like
Just glaring.
just going, yeah.
I'm just gonna stare at them and eat hard candy real slow.
I mean, honestly, if I were them, I would be far more frightened of you than any other person in our party right now.
Well,
Correct.
except that it's
They
hard
don't
to
know
attach
them,
him
yeah.
to what happened, right?
Yeah.
The thunder step happened out of like invisible nowhere.
They don't know his
and
name.
the demon just
Yeah.
appeared in space and fell on them.
Yeah. I think I covered my tracks beautifully.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
If it weren't for the constant shouts of "damn you,
I mean,
Copernicus,"
Ugna
there'd
doesn't
be
suspect
nothing
a
to
thing.
connect you to.
And
So
the speaking within my mind and the
Only your mind.
That
Liam.
was the monkey.
Hmm.
It said it was the
definitely
monkey.
Yeah.
the monkey.
I'm going to kneel down to the Raven people. Say,
Yep.
Do you speak common?
Yes, speak. Yes.
Okay. I'm going to take Ugna's hand. I'm going to open her fingers
Yep.
and put the palm of her hand on one side with her heads and bend her fingers down and say, if I think you're lying, she's going to squeeze.
We'll give just a ghost of a squeeze.
No.
They
No,
got
okay,
hollow
no food,
bones too. It's
no
not
food,
going to
no
take
food.
much.
No food.
Were,
Won't
were,
eat.
were you traveling with the giant shadow thing that came and attacked us?
No.
Okay.
Big Raven. Big Raven take food. So we take food.
You're
Hmm.
starving.
Yes.
Can I
I'm
tell
not
if
sure
they're
that
lying
was
or
true.
not?
Yeah, no, that last one, they kind of looked at each other like, I don't know what that word means, and I always want to make the scary thing happy. So yes,
Can I tell, like, looking
I'm not
at
even
them,
making a roll for that. It was pretty obvious. What's that?
Can I tell they're emaciated at all, or
No. No, but you know enough about ravenfolk to know that they they're opportunistic.
Is this like a seagull going like,
someone was
"Oh,
like-
I'm starving. I definitely have not eaten in days."
Yeah, kind of.
So why did you attack?
No,
Just
no attack. No.
We saw you go after the wagon.
Oh,
They're,
a
they're
little,
doing like a
a
lying
little
is
queasy.
hard, and also I don't want to answer. Um, the one of them that's injured will start probably crying at this point, and
Oh.
the other one will say, "No,
Sympathy
no,
pain.
you're shiny, no take."
All right. I hold hands. I remove Ugna's hand.
You get I won't need a roll or anything. You're getting an impression that basically these raven folk saw other raven things trying to take shiny stuff, and they did what raven folk do, which is try and get the shiny thing while the other thing is distracted.
I'm going to open my pack and pull out
You're
some
not
food.
particularly, they don't seem particularly malicious here, and in particular, they don't seem to have been like they were kind of sent flying by this shadow thing attacking, so you don't think they were particularly
Gotcha.
good at this.
All right, I'm going to give them some food.
They snatched up.
Okay. I will turn to Di. I really don't think that they were part of this. I think that they just saw something similar to them attacking, and instinct took over. I think that they regret it.
I like glare at them just to make sure they regret it.
I'm going to give an insight check to everybody except for Ugna, who's not really in the mode for that right now.
Or ever.
I mean, you're not good at it, but like
No.
you could at least roll it in some cases. This case, no. You're
I
too
rolled
busy
a
being the
1.
bad cop.
I'm just as distracted.
Yeah, you're too distracted.
17.
You're probably making like you've got the ability to sort of like pull together healing potions like crazy out of your satchel. So you might
I was
just be like,
gonna ask about that. Yeah.
yeah, you might just be like trying to tend to the horses / anyone else you can.
Cool. Yeah, I'm busy.
So
it's not anything else.
everybody from Glorpa sort of throwing herbs together and giving you stuff to drink. Everyone can just get back. What is the basic healing potion number? I forget the dice roll. Simple healing potion.
I've got 2d4 plus 2 HP.
Yeah, 2d4 plus 2. I wasn't sure if it was on your sheet. So basically, everyone who's injured can get 2d4 plus 2 back from taking a healing potion. And how did everybody else do on that insight roll?
I got an 18.
17.
With disadvantage, but bonus 11.
So the 17-18 is pretty good. So you guys notice that they can't stop looking at Diomedes. And you quickly come to realize, okay, these are Graven folk that we're passing over, and there is a Loxodon covered in gold, and they saw one raven trying to steal it, and they went, yes, steal things. This is a good idea.
I'll explain to Di, like, look, they just saw all your gold kicked in. They do regret. Is it okay if we release them?
Yes, it is clear to me they had nothing to do with these demonic things. They are simple raven folk.
Before we do, though, I'm going to use my last clerical spell that I have, and I'm going to heal the one who's damaged.
Ooh. Before you do that, though, I'm going to whack it on the head with my bow.
No.
Bonk.
Yeah. Bad.
I heal him for 11 points. I heal him for 11 points of damage.
Okay. That's a significant portion of the acid damage that he took. So, do you ask them anything else? Do you want to know their names? Do you want to know anything else?
What are your names?
The injured one who you've healed is kind of like being very grateful and like sort of takes your hand in his like big feathery hands and kind of does a weird handshake.
That's fine.
Many thank to cleric. Yes, feel better, feel good.
Good.
I am Heracles. Him, Jeracles.
Is that with a G or a J? Motherfucker.
Sounds like a J. Sounds like a J to you.
Like isn't Heckle and Jekyll. You motherfucker. motherfucker.
I have no idea what you're talking about. And he will say, "We are fly to Stormhill for work for gangs."
Which gangs?
Not know. They give shinies for information. Ask about comings, goings.
I look at Dai and I look at the rest of the group, and I say this may be important to us.
Mm-hmm.
Dai is sort of like, well, I am glad this is convenient to you, but we need to press on.
You do.
Oh.
I'll turn to the ravenfolk. Like, how about you travel with us? You'll be protected. I will make sure you.
They really perk up at the word eat. I say, yes. You have shinies also.
I have shinies also. I will give you some.
We help for shinies.
What have you
And they look at each other and they both nod to each other like they were.
I point to Dai, but leave his shinies alone.
Glorpy's got lots of shinies for you guys.
They do sort of a little shamefaced. Yes.
Okay.
Referring to Dai's shinies.
Then come with us. You'll travel with us. We'll talk along the way. Okay?
They agree. Diomedes will say, we will have to walk the horses until they recover, but you, and he starts sort of giving orders to his mercenaries, calling them by name, but I didn't want to get too much into a bunch of names that don't matter.
Yeah.
I do have a list of names for them, but I was like, does it really matter?
Yeah.
They are named things like Grar and Arlfax and Ithogad and so on. And they quickly sort of get into a formation where they can push the wagon / pull the wagon. There's enough of them, like there's like a half a dozen of them, and they're large enough creatures. Especially if Ugna pitches in, even Diomedes will like grab one of the spars at the front that the horses were hitched to, so that they can all move this thing. He's like, I do not wish to be out here after dark.
No,
more of those things.
I'll make a phantom steed, but
so many horses in this game.
Should probably find someone to pretend it belongs to.
Oh, my horse has arrived.
I found a horse in the trees.
Because the thing is, so your phantom steed is like a spectral green magic skeletal horse thing with like glowing red eyes.
Perfectly normal horse.
So up to you.
The other horses are just like, what the fuck?
How many horses are there?
Horse?
Yeah, you're still a horse too.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Actually, I'm gonna loudly ask. Oh wait, no, I can't. Glorpa can't respond as a horse, right? Can Glorpa speak?
Glorpa's back to human.
You can like nod or shake your head.
Glorpa's back to regular shape because making potions requires hands.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
right. All right.
Yeah.
All fun's over.
Glorpa, are you able to summon horses? Is that a power you have?
One horse.
Oh, interesting. Starts casting a ritual in the back of the wagon.
Granddad, please don't.
10 minutes
Please
later,
don't.
horrifying
Please don't.
spectral horse. Oh, Glorpa, I think one of your horses appeared.
So he basically, I'll just to the interest of like getting us to the end here, because I know we're just past time, but so once they get the wagon all ready and they start moving along, a couple of one of the soldiers is basically leading the horses trained together. The group of you are helping to move this cart along, and you get to the ravine. Everything looks normal now to Fetid. You can actually see the bottom of the ravine as you move the cart.
Are there any more horses down there?
You can see. You do
Okay.
see the signs as though something large fell among the trees at the bottom of the gorge. Like there's a bunch of broken limbs and stuff, but there's no sign of whatever it might have been.
Weird.
He just bounced.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's fine.
I'm sure he's back in the pits of hell, absolutely hating Copernicus. And as this is happening and the cart is moving along, Copernicus is kind of hanging out in the back of the cart, muttering into himself, and eventually a spectral demon horse is there, and Copernicus gets on it and is like, "Oh, look, Glorpa, one of your horses."
No, I don't get on it. I have it pull the cart. It's got a fly speed of 100.
Oh, okay. So you want to
Yeah.
So offer to
it's
hitch
identical to a draft horse, except it flies at 100 feet per round.
Yeah.
It's completely identical to a draft horse.
Stats, yeah. So you're offering basically, why don't we tie this horse up to the
why don't we tie this horse that Glorpa summoned up? And it'll be great. And I'm gonna write in my book. I'm gonna send the DM a message.
Ugna still expects nothing.
Yeah, I think Ugna is the only one at this point.
Yeah, I was dumb until right now because I did not summon that horse.
Wait a minute.
Oh no, but
I'm quiet about it though. I'm fascinated.
But Glorpa is also going to hear a voice in her mind.
She's so lonely. This is actually really exciting.
You hear this, like, again, this kind of strange, otherworldly voice in your mind that sounds somewhat vaguely like Copernicus saying, "Hello, this is your new horse speaking. Just go with it. I'm friends with the monkey."
At this point, like, I turn to Tromlin and I'm like, "Dude, we need to talk about your grandpa."
Yeah, I know. We really have to have a long talk. I'm sorry.
So can we say that, just in the interest of ending now, can we just say that you managed to convince Diomedes and his party that this horse is some kind of summoned magical horse?
Yeah, we'll do that for now.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll leave it there. We'll pick this up next time. So it's getting later than expected, and you're definitely not going to make Stormhill tonight, but you're going to get over the gorge before the light fails, and we'll end there. So, okay. I hope everybody had a glorious time with that ridiculous nonsense.
A glorious time indeed.
We need a tally of how many horses we've harmed.
A lot.
Listen, we ended with more horses than we started with. We started with
true.
0 horses. Now we have 4 plus one
There's
polymorph
5
horse,
horses.
plus a flying horse. So
there are 5 horse-like objects. Here.
ASBC is going to be on our ass.
Oh yeah.
It's good.
What good?
I mean, we deserve to be. Okay. We deserve to be hauled in by them.
Yes,
someone should stop us.
Someone should really.
I love animal cruelty.
God, somebody stop me!
Oh no.
Yep.
Well, this was delightful.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
That was ridiculous.
Thank you.
So we will see everyone. Yes, we'll see everyone in 2 weeks.
Yep.
For more ridiculous
horse-based violence,
further animal cruelty, more weird demonic magic, more monkeys out of nowhere.
Some super convincing lies.
But
Monkey
definitely
out of nowhere was the least upsetting part of this whole game today.
But definitely more trash.
Yes.
All right. See you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.